Good morning. We're live, and Bobby Spags was the first one to shoot a comment in here. Good morning, Bobby. I don't know if you're still here or not. Miss Hacks, good morning to you. I appreciate you being here. Hey, Bobby or Miss Hacks, if y'all are still here, drop. Y'all got the Midwest Preparedness Project coming up in May. Drop the dates in there for anybody that's here. Guys, that's a good thing to go to. I mean, it's an awesome free event for everybody. I know Bear's going to be there. Joel Salatin will be there. William Bond will be there. And there's some other guys. But that's an awesome event. If I was not busy that weekend, I would be out there for sure. So, but guys, as you come in, drop a comment. I want to talk to y'all and then talk about some of the other crap that's going on here in Kentucky and everywhere else. But yeah, it's already been an eventful morning. It is cool here this morning. What does the temperature say? It was 50 something this morning when I got up. Let me see. Yeah, right now it is 53 and it's going to be windy most of the day. So, good morning, Melanie. Good morning, Jane. Yes, Miss Hacks put that in there. The Midwest Preparedness Project is May 6th through 11th, and that is in Kansas. And you can go to their website. I do not know. Just Google Midwest Preparedness Project, and their website will come up. L2 Survive, how are you this morning? Guys, tell me what y'all got planned today. I want to talk to y'all and not just sit up here and be a talking head video. I'm interested in what y'all got going on, and we can have a conversation about that. But yeah, it's like yesterday, it was darn near almost 80 degrees, and today it's going to be a high of like 60 something and windy all day. So I've got projects going on, but one of the things, there's a little market down the road from me, a little country market down the road. I've been eating there, I don't know, since I was 15 years old, so going on 30 years. Best place for breakfast in right around here, period, bar none. They've got tenderloin and biscuits and gravy that are amazing. During COVID, I went in there one day during COVID. The guy was like, "Where's your mask at?" And I was like, "I'm not going to wear a mask." I'm like, "I've got a medical condition." And he goes, "Well, let me see your papers." And I was like, "Hell," I was like, "We're in the United States. We're not in like Nazi Germany that I got to show you papers or some kind of crap." And he was like, "Well, you can't be in here without a mask." And I was like, "I'm not wearing one of those things." I was like, "I want my damn breakfast." And he's like, "You got to get out." He's like, "Get out of here. We're not going to serve you." And we argued back and forth. And I was like, "Dude, in the time that we fought about this, you could have gave me my breakfast and I'd been out of here." And this was the dude that owned the place. And I was like, "I'm never coming back in your establishment again." I was like, "I'm done with you." I did not go in there for almost 5 years. And I saw on Facebook that they had sold the business to another couple, some new people. So I was like, "Hey, these people might be cool." So I went in there and talked to the people the other morning and actually went in there. And now I'm going to support that store again. And actually, I ran down there this morning and got a tenderloin and biscuit. And I am so glad that place sold to a different couple and I can go back in there now. So that's been my morning so far. That and Lincoln was super excited. He calls it the pig place. But he was super excited because I got him gravy and biscuits in there this morning. But Mike Shepard, glad to have you in here. Local Prepper, LP. You like the clickbait title here? LP, I'm still trying to think of a title for the show. So LP, if you've got a awesome title for this morning show, I would love to hear it. We're still taking comments on Facebook. So if you want to shoot a comment on Facebook, let me know, and we're going to give away a ticket or 2 tickets to whoever comes up with the best title. So, Melanie, here in East Central Indiana, it's 44 with a high of 51 and windy. Yeah, I think everybody right around here is going to be windy all day today. So, and Miss Hacks finishing out, partying out a sheep, going to town for a few gates for our paddock. Well, that sounds good. We've got, hey, also bringing up the sheep. April 26th. That's not this weekend, but next weekend. we've still got a few spots left for the sheep processing class that we're doing here at my place. You can go to the website, sign up for that. The spots are $175 a piece. For that, you're going to get a free 6-inch boning knife also with the deal, and maybe take home a little bit of meat. I'm not for sure. It depends on how big these lambs wind up being. So, but go to the website and check that out. We'd love to have you here. We've got a few spots left, and that is April 26th. So, and L2 Survive. I remember when COVID only existed from the door to the seat at a restaurant. Yeah, and then it just suddenly went away. I am so glad honestly, we're not done with that, because people are still, you can still see people wearing masks around all the time. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I was in a store the other day, and like a healthy looking, like 20-something-year-old kid was wearing a mask. And I'm like, you're a special kind of stupid, I think. So, of course, I didn't say anything. But yeah, so that was the Rich Pond Market. I am full. I had breakfast this morning that I hadn't had in like years, so I'm excited about that. Let's see. Same here. Yeah. Let's see what LP. Yeah, LP, that's the only time that you should wear it. And the only time LP says he only wears his mask when I'm driving in my car alone. I mean, that, and LP, I do that too. Is that to keep you from licking the windows? That's why I wear one, is so I don't lick the windows when we're sitting at a stoplight. So, Greg Skeens, good morning, buddy. Greg is probably working on equipment today, I would say. So, Greg, what kind of equipment got torn up that you're having to fix today? And yeah, and LP says correct. So, yeah, just make sure that you wear your mask when you're alone in the car so you don't lick the windows and get your windows all dirty at the stoplight. So, Sunday, I talked about the fence. Sunday after church, I went and I grabbed some, I think it's 14 gauge, just plain old electric wire, that your grandpappy used to put up instead of the fancy poly wire and stuff like that. I got that to where it will shock the sheep, and it's doing good. So I strung some of that up on part of it as a test run in a new paddock. And man, those sheep have not, they went down and hit it and got the piss shocked out of them, and they have stayed in the fence since then. So that's the next project, the area where they were at. I'm going to go ahead and take all that poly wire down, string up actual metal wire, and do that where they won't escape. So I did that on Sunday after church, and I tell you, that wire is not as easy to work with as the poly braid, but in the long run, I think it's going to be a heck of a lot better. So let's see. Greg's working on an excavator. I feel sorry for Greg. I am not mechanically inclined. I mean, I can do some stuff, but as far as working on equipment all day, every day, I feel for that. And Greg is probably, it's like mechanics, that the guys tear stuff up and then they take it to the mechanic and they're like, hey, this thing broke. So heavy equipment mechanics, I feel sorry for those guys. They get the shaft on a lot of stuff. So, but yeah, so Sunday I fixed the fence. Yesterday, I had a few hours of downtime, and I've got my Bobcat trailer that it needs a new floor, and I was like, I've been putting it off. So I pulled the Bobcat trailer out, started tearing the floor out of it. That floor lasted 15 years almost, something like that. So, I mean, it had a good run, but it was just finally just roached out so bad it wasn't going to hold any equipment or anything like that. But it's a 20-foot Bobcat trailer. And I tell you what, the hardest stinking part that took longer than anything, I had a fuel cell, like a 50-gallon fuel cell with a pump on there for diesel fuel. And then I had a toolbox on there for holding my ratchet straps and binders and chains and all that. And when I originally put those on, instead of putting just lag bolts in there, I went ahead and drilled through and put in nuts and bolts. And of course, after 15 years, those nuts were just rusted all to pieces up underneath the trailer. So it took It took longer to take the fuel cell off and the toolbox than to take the rotted out floor out of it. And I was just like, man, I put this thing in here to last, and it took forever to take the darn thing off. But it's off. Got all the old wood off. Ground all the old screws back down that were still in there. So today, after this, I'm going to run, pick up some pressure treated lumber, and get it to where I can start working on that new trailer floor today. And then I've got a meeting later on this afternoon about a job we're going to start. We got a bathroom remodel we're going to start Wednesday, so I've got to go meet the homeowner, go over all that great stuff about that. And then she's got, I think we're going to wind up doing a big addition onto her house after this bathroom remodel. So that's what I've got going on today. What else does everybody have going on today? I want to talk to y'all, know what's going on. I've got a list of stuff we can talk about, but anything is game to talk about today, I guess, I'm sure. And I'm drinking liquid IV this morning. Sunday, there's a new gun show down in Franklin, Kentucky. It's their first time having it. I didn't know exactly how good it was going to be, so me and my brother ran down there. It was not a horrible show, but it wasn't a great show. So I went down there to check everything out, and then also I went down there to kind of do some recon because Shelly and I, since we sell first aid stuff and medical supplies, we have thought about doing some gun shows and stuff like that. So I went down there to check that out. And hold on just a second. Sorry about that. I was getting a text message from my wife, so I needed to answer it. But yeah, so me and my brother went down to the gun show to check it out because Shelly and I had been thinking about doing doing some gun shows to sell the first aid and medical stuff. So we're looking at doing that. I don't know if we'll do that show or not. I'm going to talk to the people and see how they plan on doing the next one and seeing if there's more vendors. The vendors that they had were a lot of private collectors, and they were selling more hunting rifles and stuff like that, and like collector's guns, which I don't think the crowd that was there, I don't think they're going to be super interested in first aid and medical supplies. There were a lot of older guys that I think were just a bunch of gun collectors and wanted to do stuff like that. I think the first aid and medical stuff is going to go better with more of a quote tactical crowd or a younger crowd, stuff like that. So went to the gun show, good time looking at some guns. Don't know if we'll do that or not. There's a gun show in Lebanon, Tennessee, which is about an hour and 15 minutes away. We'll probably wind up, it's a good show. There's a lot of guys there selling all kinds of different stuff. That's where I met Jeremy from Hot Brass Clothing Company. So go check Jeremy out. I think it's hotbrassclothing.com. He sells hats. The hat that I've got on, it looks horrible, but Jeremy made that for me. He makes tons of hats, whatever you'd want. So check him out. And Mike, let's see what Mike said. Monthly feed meal run. So Mike, you need to get that done because Mike Shepard is going to be here helping me tomorrow. Mike is awesome. Mike is my right-hand guy when I need help on my construction business. He comes and helps and does all kinds of great stuff with me. So, all right. So we got the gun shows. What else have we got? We got the bathroom. It's getting ready to start. I've got a video coming out for this little water filter right here. This is a water purifier. It's not a filter. It's H2Go purifier. So as soon as I get this thing, the video is shot. I did it, ran it through, purified some water, and this is a neat little contraption. You'll have to wait till the video comes out, but I'll get it out hopefully in the next day or so. I just got to edit it. But it's a cool little water purifier. I was surprised. It's got a solar panel on the back, and then it's got I think it is a USB or USB-C. I'm not 100% sure. All those terms are crazy. You can plug it in and charge it. So, Jessica, good morning to you. So, how are you doing today, Jessica? Tell us all the fun stuff that you're going to do today. Everybody else has been telling some stuff that they're going to do. And also, Jessica, I appreciate you tagging. Oh, Jessica, you tagged. What was it? What is their farm? Let me find. Oh, I had it here just a minute ago. The Bicknell Bunch. Thank you for tagging them on our Facebook page. I talked to Jay. He sent me an email, and I talked to him the other day. Super nice guy. We're going to hook up sometime and meet up sometime, I hope. So, super nice guy, but I appreciate you getting us squared away on Facebook. He's a super nice guy. I talked to him for about 30 or 45 minutes the other day after he sent me an email. Jessica, unfortunately, I have a few doctor's appointments today, so not much around on the homestead. Jessica, I hope everything goes good with your doctor's appointments. Doctor's appointments are never fun. So I hope everything goes good for you on those. So, but yeah, this little water filter, wait, the video will be out. And then I've also got another water filter company. Good morning, Chuck. Homestead Medical. Appreciate you dropping in. Did you go ruck today? I know the other day that you were rucking on your new land that you bought. And I know you were talking to Jay the other day, and I think you did a 16-minute mile or something like that. I was listening to it while I was doing some other stuff. But good morning, Chuck. But yeah, I got another water filter company. They're sending me some water filters. It's a bag type filter, so I'm going to be trying it out, seeing what it will do. And then, another cool thing I got. It is Connect 10, I think is the name of the company, but they have they contacted me, and I was talking to them. I was like, let me check everything out about your product, see if it would be something awesome that I could use and try out, and that some of my viewers would like. Essentially, what it is, it's built for off-grid people, and it's built for like people that are doing van life and RVs and stuff like that. But essentially, it's internet. It's internet, and it's based off cell phone service. It's 4G or 5G, I think. I hadn't read all the specs, but it's similar to a Starlink, but it runs off cell phone service. And the guy told me, he said, as long as you have just one bar on your cell phone, you can have the routers will still work, and you can still have internet access and all that. He said you can stream videos and do all that stuff. So I've got that. It came yesterday afternoon, so I'm going to hook it up, take it out a few different places where I know cell phone service is kind of crappy, and play with it and see how it does. And the awesome thing about it is they thought when they did this, it will run off 12 volts. So I know a lot of the stuff will not run off 12 volts, but this will run off 12 volts. He sent me the regular 120 volt plug to where you can plug it in and run it off 120 volts, or he sent me a 12 volt plug where it'll work off that. So I'm super interested. Hopefully this afternoon I can get it out and play with it, and I'll have a video pretty soon for that. Jessica, I still have not chosen a name. We've got some more. If you have an awesome name for it, put it in there, and you can be entered to win 2 free tickets to the festival. And also, guys, talking about the festival is July 18th, 19th, and 20th, and you have till the end of the month to buy tickets, and whoever buys tickets this month, by the end of the month, is registered to win a spot in the refuge medical class that they're having. So we've got a spot waiting for somebody, and we'll do the drawing probably the second weekend of May, something like that. So go ahead and get your tickets and everything. But by the end of the month, and you'll be registered to win that. But Jessica, no, I have not. Excuse me, I have not chosen a name. We might just stick with clickbait title here. That might be kind of funny. So, and let's see, Chuck. I did this morning, yeah, but not as fast this morning. Was walking in some areas and haven't explored a lot yet. Hey, keep on going. I need to, honestly, get out and do some rucking and stuff like that. It's just trying to find the time. I might start that pretty soon. And I don't know, I might wind up just doing some of it on the treadmill. I've got a treadmill down there that you can do it where it'll go up and down, and you can pick like different routes and stuff like that you want to go to, and it'll raise up and down like you're actually working or walking a trail. But yeah, Jessica, Jay is a good guy. I appreciate that a bunch. He seemed like a super awesome guy, and I want to get him to come down to the festival. So, and before we get off on something else, videos and stuff like that, Bear Creek Arsenal did send me an AR-10. I've got the scope on it, and I've got it bore sighted, and I've not had a chance with all the rain to get out there and shoot it yet. But it's an AR-10 in 308. They sent it to me. I'm going to get that thing out, put it through its paces, and see how it does. And hopefully I'll like it. This is the first AR-10 I've had. I've never had an AR-10 before. I've got tons of AR-15s, but never an AR-10. So I'm going to put it through its paces and see how I like it. And I'll probably make some people cry, but I'm going to paint the gun. I'm just going to rattle can that brand new AR-10 because I like stuff rattle canned. So, but I appreciate Bear Creek sending that out. And also Bear Creek sent some swag for the festival. They're one of the sponsors for the festival. They sent an AR-15 upper. They sent some binoculars, and they sent tons of swag. I mean, I've got a banner. I've got all kinds of just little goodies from Bear Creek. So Bear Creek Arsenal, you can get some stickers. And I think they gave me 1,000 stickers. So it would be good if we run out of Bear Creek stickers, giving away over 1,000 Bear Creek stickers. I will buy more stickers out of my personal account and give people that didn't get a sticker if we give out all those thousands. Yeah, Jessica, he's up around there, and I hope to get him at the festival. It would be nice. So I'd really like to meet that guy in person. Bill, it's good to have you. How are you doing this morning? Have you got your pig stuff, your pig pen and all that stuff done yet? And let me see. Just got done feeding the pigs. All right. So how's all the construction going? Because I know, Bill, you're building a bunch of stuff for the pigs and everything like that. So, but yeah, so we've got the AR-10. We'll have swag for all that. Also, I talked to Condition One. Condition One makes like the Pelican type cases. I talked to them the other day. I'm trying to they might wind up being a sponsor for the festival, which would be awesome. I would love to have those guys. And they told me, they were like, if it works out, we'll probably come set up a booth. So Condition One might be there selling their hard cases. And they make some nice cases. But I wanted, because I bought a Starlink after I got back from, after helping Grindstone Ministries clean up after the Hurricane Helene. I was over there for a while. I saw the need and the usefulness of a Starlink. So when I got back, I ordered a Starlink. I really wanted the mini, but I just didn't want to pay the price for a mini. So I bought the standard Starlink. And then I'm like, I've got to have something to put this thing in. I mean, it's an expensive piece of equipment. And I wanted something that I could just throw in the bed of the truck that's waterproof and could, just bounce around in the bed of the truck and not have to worry about it. So I looked in Condition One. Condition One's based out of Texas. It's all American-made stuff. So as I was talking to them, I'm like, hey, here's the dimensions on the Starlink unit. I was like, pick out the case that will work for me. So he picked me out a case, and I was like, go ahead, send me an invoice for it, and I will buy that. And so I've got a big Condition One case coming that I want to cut out all the little foam and do all that. We'll do a video on it, show you show you all that. But it's coming. Should be here by the end of the week, I hope. And then he was like, we'll throw you in a free case if you'll do a video on it. So I've got another smaller, I think it's their 2-pistol case with magazine compartments where you can put the mags for the pistols. So that's coming, and we'll be doing a video on it. And I'm excited. I told my brother, he usually cuts out, let me see. Here's a cheap, one of the cheap Harbor Freight ones. Usually, my brother has real good attention to detail, so I let him cut this one out. If you can see, he sat there and took all the time to do that for me, and I super appreciate it because I would have cut it a lot worse than that. But this is for one of my radios. This is for an ICOM 2730. But yeah, I'll get my brother to help me cut it out for the Starlink. So, because I can just give it to him and be like, here, cut this out, make it look pretty, and he'll do it for me. So, but I'm excited about that. Bill, I'm still waiting on 300 for, some pig netting. Yeah. That's the way to do it. I would like to run some more netting for my animals, but it's just, sometimes it's a pain in the butt. That 4-acre pasture, the neighbors, if I tried to run netting on that stuff, I would have a fortune in netting. And I'm just like, I'm not spending that much money. Around that 4 acres, I went through and drove T-post and then ran polywire on it. I'm probably going to replace the polywire with actual metal electric fence, just to make sure it doesn't break or anything like that. I've had problems with it breaking. But now to divide those into different paddocks, I just use step-in post and 2 strands of polywire, and it works fine. But yeah, I didn't want to spend a fortune on the nets. I think I've got 5 or 6 nets right now, and they work great. But I just couldn't afford to do that whole thing and net fencing. And then the bad thing about the neighbor's place is at first it's on his property and it's not mine. So, but I can't let the animals stay there at night because the livestock guard dogs aren't out there with them, and my livestock guard dogs will jump over the electric fence, and I just don't want them and I don't want them that close to the neighbor's house to bark all night, because they do bark all night, and I know the neighbor will get pissed off about that. So let's see. Yeah, finally got the boar house done and posted on Instagram. Bill, send me your Instagram handle, and I will follow you on Instagram. We're on Instagram. We don't have a super big reach on Instagram, and I wanted to go live on Instagram, but I could not figure out how to do it. So I'm just like, screw it. We won't do it. So, and Bill, I found some that's 18-inch tall netting. $77. That's not a bad deal at all. What brand is it, Bill? I know all the stuff I've got is Premier One. Okay, Bill, let me write that down. All right, Bill, I wrote that down, and I will do that after this. But yeah, most of mine is Premier One stuff. So, oh yeah, it's Premier One brand. That's a good price. That's a good price on that netting, then. So, but all right. Boots. Y'all had some good. I'm gonna have to do milk the goats. All right. Miss Hacks, we appreciate it. We will see you later on. I know you'll always be back. Oh, hey, guys, y'all gave me some good comments about the boots. I've not figured out about the boots yet, and I'm going to have to buy a new pair. I've been looking, and I don't know how you say it. Is it Low or Low? It's Lowa boots. They look like awesome boots. They're expensive. The darn things are about $230, $240 a pop. But I don't mind spending, good money on a pair of boots if they're going to hold up and last for a while, unlike the crappy Merrells that I've got on my feet right now. But I looked at those. I've been looking at some Danners. I've got some Danner hunting boots and some Danner work boots that I've had forever, and I absolutely love them, except for their everyday stuff. Typically, when I'm doing tile work, painting, and stuff like that, you don't need a stinking heavy, big, tall work boot because they get so heavy lugging them around. And I mean, if you're just doing tile work, nothing major is going to happen. Or if you're just doing painting, you don't need a massive work boot for that. So I'm going to look at some Danners. Maybe I looked at the Go Rucks. They popped up on my Facebook the other day. But I looked at the Go Rucks, but the only bad thing about the Go Rucks, they don't have anything that are waterproof. And I really want the boots to be waterproof. Hey, Miss Sharon, thank you for jumping in. So I appreciate you dropping a comment. So I hope you have a good day. And I bet you just got done listening to Jay at Prepared Citizens. And hey, Jay's another great channel. Jay does a live on Tuesdays and Fridays, and he has, of course, Jay's an hour ahead of everybody. He's on fast time, so he does it, I think, at like 6:30 or something like that. So 6:30, something like that on Tuesdays and Fridays. But yeah, go check out Jay. But Miss Sharon, I'm glad to have you in here. Let me see what she said. Yeah, Jay's a good one. I can't wait to get Jay up here. Jay will be up here at the festival in July hanging out with us for the weekend. So, but yeah, the Go Rucks, they don't have anything that's waterproof, and I want a waterproof boot. So, and Homestead Creeker, Ridge Cut and Ariats are good. Now, Homestead Creeker, I had a pair of Ariats, and they were Ariat pull-on cowboy boots. And I wore the toes out in those things in like 6 months, and Ariat would not do a darn thing about it. Like I called them and everything, and they're like, "Sorry, we're not going to do anything." So that's been 10 years ago when I wore those out, and I'm like, I just can't do that. But I will check out Ridge Cut and see about that. So let me see. Bill says, "I love the 18-inch because it's light and can pick up all 300 feet at once." Yeah, and Bill's talking about the net fencing from Premier. Yeah, I tell you what, if you get like that 48-inch net fence and a darn, I think it's a 180-foot section, those things get heavy after a while. And Chuck, the Merrells, that's what I've got right now. And the Merrells last about 6 months, and they start leaking and just start shredding. The ones I've got on now, are about 6 months old, and they've been leaking for 3 months. So I'm done with Merrells and not going to ever go back. Bill's got a pair of Keen ankle high Romeos, and they're the most comfortable shoes. I've never owned a pair of Keens, and I've never owned a pair of Keens, but some of those look good. I thought about doing some Solomons, but I hadn't checked Solomon out yet. So I know a lot of people love those boots. Haven't had wet feet all winter, Bill. That's good. Treat them with Hubbard shoe and boot oil. Okay. And Chuck says, yeah. Oh, yeah. So Chuck says his haven't leaked yet. Give them another month or two, Chuck, and they'll start leaking for sure. I mean, literally, the ones I've got on are 6 months old, and they've been leaking for 3 months. And it's right where where your toe flexes on it. It just wears that part out, and I'm like, man, it just irks me. Bill said his are all leather. Yeah, the pair of Danners I've got, Danner work boots, I love those. I think I've had them like 12 years, and they're amazing. So Chuck says, when I ruck, I use the Danners. The Danners are nice. Danner makes some nice boots, and Danner will get you the wide widths also, because a lot of times I'll buy the wides, and I like that. So, but does anybody have, what are they, the Lowell? It's LOWA. They're an awesome looking boot, but I don't know how good they are. So I might just buy a pair and try them out. Hell, who knows? But, all right. What else have we got? Has anybody seen, I woke up I think it was Saturday morning, doing some stuff around here, and I pulled up TikTok, and TikTok was just flooded with all these Chinese. They said that they were Chinese merchants and stuff like that, and they worked at these Chinese wholesale factories. And they were saying how, oh, we're making Louis Vuitton. We make all these designer brand clothes and stuff like that. And it cost us like $2 to make this Louis Vuitton bag, and they're selling it for $300 and stuff like that. Did anybody else see that stuff? I mean, because literally Saturday morning, my whole TikTok was just flooded with that. I mean, you would scroll through, and it's just there's a Chinese lady saying, "Hey, we make all these designer brands, and the American people are getting hosed on paying this much for this." And then you'd scroll again, and there's a Chinese guy saying, "Oh yeah, we make the Tide Pods, uh, the Tide Pods. We make Tide Pods, and they ought to be like 5 cents a piece instead of $1 that you're paying right now." And I'm just like, where did this thing come from? Yeah. And Jessica says, I've seen the same thing, how to get around the tariffs. And I'm like, is this for real, or is this just bogus stuff? I mean, you can't believe probably 90% of what you see on TikTok. So, but I don't know. Did anybody else see that? I mean, it was just flooded with it and everything. But I mean, realistically, they were saying some of these big designer brands that they're like 80 or 90% complete, like bags and stuff, like Louis Vuitton and all these expensive bags are like 90% complete in China, and they ship them to Italy or wherever the company's the designer brand's based out of. They essentially slap their label on it and do a couple things, and then sell it for tons more money. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just thought it was kind of funny. It seemed to me that that it's like these Chinese companies are like begging to for us to buy their stuff or something like that. So yeah, Bill says I love my Danners, but they are the insulated ones and they are hot and they'll last forever. I got mine 20 years ago. I call them Frankenstein boots because how rigid they are. Oh yeah, Danners will last and last. So, and then Jessica sounds like crap to me. It honestly, it probably is. I don't know, but it seemed like they were on there begging for money. Begging us to buy their stuff. And the thing is, it's like, we could buy. I mean, I could. People import stuff from China all the time. I've got one of my friends, and he was telling me about how you can import stuff from China. It takes like 8 to 10 weeks to get it, and I mean, hell, you can go on Alibaba's website, the Alibaba website, and buy whatever you want to. I mean, you can buy stupid. I mean, I don't have. Well, I mean, something like this little bottle or something like that. You can buy those. You can buy charging cables, like all that crap you see at the dollar store, all the little junky things there. You can buy all that stuff from Alibaba. It's got where you can connect with these sellers and these sellers over in China and stuff, and you got to buy, so many thousands at a time and stuff like that. And do it, and then you set up your payments and all that, and then it's like 6 to 8 weeks or something like that before it gets delivered. Yes, thank you, Bill. Don't forget to hit the like button. That tells everybody to get on here and watch us or shut us down, depending on what we're talking about. But yeah, I didn't know if anybody else got the TikTok crap. I don't know. I hadn't looked at the whole at the whole tariff stuff and everything like that in a couple days. I've been doing real stuff, real work, and not just floating on the internet looking at crap all the time. But I did hear something yesterday that apparently most of the iPhones are made in China. So apparently Apple has went and moved a lot of the production of the iPhones to India. And I want to say that they moved like 22% of iPhone production to India to get around the tariffs. So I don't know if that's true or not, which that might be pretty cool. I mean, it would be neat if if a lot of stuff moved out of China the best solution would be to bring most of that manufacturing home, to the U.S. and have more stuff made in the USA, especially electronics and stuff like that. Yes, it might be a little bit more expensive, but hey, I will pay the little bit of extra money to have it made in America, and we need to get back to producing our own stuff again. But yeah, so the tariffs, the stock market was up like 300 or 400 points the other day, so everybody was freaking out about that a while back, but it looks like it's coming back steady again. Let's see what Bill said. I would rather deal with India than China. Bill, I'm the same way. I mean, now I'll tell you what China has been doing for a while to get around the tariffs. They would send stuff to Vietnam, and then it would be imported from Vietnam as a Vietnam product, and they can get around the tariffs that way. But I don't know if there's a real way to get around it or not, but that's what they were doing. But yeah, I would rather deal with Vietnam or India than China. So, so I don't know. But that's kind of all I've got for today. What else? Is there anything else that anybody wants to talk about? There's a couple news articles, and my laptop is dying, so I don't know if I can get those going. Nothing super impressive. Like I don't know. There's a thing on Fox News. Apparently, a judge blocked Trump from revoking the legal status for like 500,000 migrants who flew into the U.S. So apparently, there's like 500,000 migrants that they're not going to let get deported. Let me see what else. All right. L2 survive. It costs $10 to make an iPhone in China. What would the price be if we made it in another country? Uh, it's probably, I would say India and China are about the same as far as labor rates. So it might go up just a little bit. But the thing is, I mean, a new iPhone is, I don't know, $1,000, something like that. And so, I mean, the companies are making good money on it. But now, I understand owning a couple businesses. I understand that yes, it might just cost $10 to make that, and a lot of people, this is a lot of people's arguments. It's like, well, it only costs $10 to make that iPhone in China, and then they're selling it for $1,000 in the United States. I understand, but now Apple is taking a big risk on that. They've still got to ship it over here. They've got to do all the advertisement, and then all the distribution, all that stuff. So I mean, that goes into your cost of goods sold. So I can understand the markup on it. I mean, iPhones are never going to be $100. So I mean, there's no way that Apple can make any money whatsoever if they sold an iPhone for $100. I understand the cost of goods, how much it costs to get your goods to the consumer. I mean, we have to figure that too. Like on our first aid and medical stuff, we have to figure out what it costs to do that, what it costs for us to get it shipped to us and put together, the bags put together, all that kind of stuff, all our shipping costs and everything in there, our labor to do it, and then how much we have to sell it for. Just like anything else, just like our workshops that we do, and then the festival on how much it costs us. That's why tickets are a certain price, because we know if we get X amount of people in, then that way that will cover our costs for the event. So, and then Bill, I actually found a window company that's totally made in America and from recycled vinyl that are great windows. Bill, what is that company? I would love to know that. Since being in the construction industry, I would love to know the name of that company. So they're based in Arkansas. And Miss Sharon, Android for life. I'm sorry, Miss Sharon. I'm an Apple guy. I love Apple. I cannot figure out. My brother has an Android phone, and I cannot figure out how to use the darn thing half the time. My first smartphone I bought was an Apple, and 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 I've stuck with Apple the whole time. I'm on an iPad right now, is what I use to stream. But now my my laptop is a PC. I mean, so I don't have a MacBook or anything, but yeah, I just can't do the Androids. I can't figure them out. And L2 survived. The only thing that is really going to hurt the U.S. is the cost of medicine. We're going to get hit hard by that one. Yes, and China, from what I understand, China and India are the two big players in the pharmaceutical stuff. And I do not understand why we don't produce pharmaceuticals here. I mean, yeah. But okay, if you buy something, let's just say that this thing is made in China, uh, and let's say this is a little doohickey that you just buy. It's not a life saving device, anything like that. It's just something that you bought to I don't know. Let's just say it's a flashlight that you buy. Your life is probably not going to rely living or dying on this flashlight. So it doesn't matter if it's a cheap Chinese made thing, that if it goes bad while you're looking for something in your car and the flashlight dies. But medicine, on the other hand, that's a life saving, uh, it's a life saving thing that you've got. Uh, so why are we going to farm that out? I would rather have that stuff made in the USA where we can control it a lot better and stuff like that. I just don't understand why the pharmaceuticals are made over there. And then Chuck, Homestead Medical, meds will go up. Most of the plant ingredients come from China, and also Coke from India. Yeah, I I just don't understand. And Chuck says we do produce the actual meds. It's the ingredients that come from overseas. Gotcha. All right. And Bill, the window company says Windows USA. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write that down and check that out. So, and then Miss Sharon says, I'm the same way with Apple. Don't like it. It's kind of what you first started out on and what you're used to. I cannot operate an Android phone, like I said, to save my life. But now I've got me and one of my buddies are going to mess around with, I think it's called Rattlegram, and it's for radio. And you can take your small handheld radios, and you've got a wire that goes to it, and you can hook it up to an Android tablet, and you can send data messages, essentially like text messages, through your Baofeng to other Baofengs and do it that way. So I've got to learn. I've got an old Android tablet that I'm going to pull out, and we're going to see this weekend probably if we can get it going and working. So I'm going to have to figure out how to operate this Android tablet just for the Rattlegram. So, and every major big pharma has production plants in Puerto Rico, is what Chuck said. Hey, that'd be fine. Puerto Rico's not that bad. And then Miss Sharon, I would suggest learning all you can about herbs. Get several books and study hard and fast. Yes, Miss Sharon, I totally agree with that. We've got Leslie Gossett. Go check her out. It's the School of Earth and All. She is an herbalist, and man, if I've got a question, I call her up, and it's like, Leslie, tell me about this, tell me about that. And I've not stumped her yet. She's always known everything I've asked her. So, yeah. And Chuck said Leslie's great. I mean, I am so grateful to have Leslie on speed dial if I need to talk to her about something. I mean, I call her up and we talk all the time, and she's such a wealth of knowledge. She's going to be at the festival. She'll have her booth set up, and she's also going to be doing hands-on workshops on how to make your tinctures. So come by. That also, get your tickets for the festival. It's July 18th, 19th, and 20th in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Go to the website, KentuckySustainableLiving.com. Jump in there. There's a link. I think I put a link in the description of the video for the website. So go by there, check that out. And Jessica, her Facebook page is the School of Earth and All. And yeah, it is the School of Earth and All on Facebook. So, uh, Yeah, Miss Sharon, especially learn about plants local to you. Identify a couple and start with that. Yes, I mean that's the thing. And I had an older lady tell me one time that in nature, if you've got undisturbed, like undisturbed forest or undisturbed land, that's been that way forever, that if you have typically like poison, and she used poison ivy as an example. If you have poison ivy within like 100 feet or 100, I think 100 or 150 feet of that poison ivy is, I forgot what cures, jewelweed. I think it's what will help get rid of poison ivy. That will be growing there. So she said nature is like that. That if you've got something that'll hurt you, close to it is something that will fix that. So that's what she said. I don't know if it's 100% true. I've not gone out and checked it. I would like to talk to Leslie a little bit more about that and see if that's actually true. And Bill says, I was very fortunate that my wife took professional herbal classes for several years from a friend of hers. That's awesome. So, I mean, it is great to have somebody that knows about herbs and stuff like that. And then, yep, I got that. All right, yeah, Jessica, good. You found it. Yeah. Uh, Leslie will do. She does consultations, all kinds of stuff. I know she's got a Patreon, and she's doing some stuff on Patreon where it's like series. You can subscribe to these series that she's doing, and I know Shelly. I'm pretty sure Shelly's doing it, and I think Melanie's doing it also. And but you can go through and go through her series and stuff like that on Patreon. And yes, Miss Sharon said jewelweed is correct. I get all this stuff. I get all of it confused sometimes. I'm not an expert on herbal stuff, but I thought that's what it was. And Bill, yes, nature always finds a way for sure. And yeah, Chuck says I'm discovering all kinds of herbs and plants on the new property. Oh yeah, and it doesn't have to be like a wild, unmanaged property. Leslie came by. Leslie was over here for the chicken processing class that we did a while back, and she was walking up and down the driveway, and I was like, "What are you looking at?" And she's like, "You've got like 30 or 40 different plants that are just amazing to have here." And up and down the driveway, I pretty much mow it, and on one side of the driveway is part of the food forest. And I was like, I've not done anything. I'm like, it's not wild or anything. It's just, natural stuff growing there. Because when I came up and built the house, we cut the driveway in and just left it, and I would just go in and mow it. But she was like, yeah, she said, you've got all kinds of stuff that's super helpful, medicinal and stuff like that you can do. And I was like, cool. I was like, let's go walk up and down the driveway and you can show me some of it. So, but I've got to get her back out here for sure to look at some of that. Most people have a lot in their kitchen cabinet that can be beneficial. Yes, exactly. And I know I'm on a low dose blood pressure medicine, and I need to do Leslie told me, she was like, Celtic sea salt and cayenne pepper will get on a regimen of that, and it will lower your blood pressure. And in a few months, you can wean yourself off the blood pressure medicine. So I need to get on that more and do that. It's just time, and then I procrastinate and don't do it. So it looks like there's something on my face. Oh well, I think it's just all right. Bill, my wife was diagnosed with leukemia 3 years ago, and because of herbs, she has no major symptoms and is not taking big pharma crap. That is amazing. I mean, you hear so much of that stuff that it's people, you get cancer and they do the natural treatments and they cure themselves with it. That is amazing. In my opinion, the chemo and the radiation and all that stuff just kills people. I mean, I don't see. I had a conversation with my wife about it one time, and I told her, I was like, if I ever get diagnosed with cancer, I was like, I'm not taking the radiation and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, we're going to call Leslie and the guys from Chronically Healthy and figure out a regiment plan to do it that way. And she was like, I am on board with that 100%. So that's my plan if I ever get diagnosed with it. Miss Sharon, cinnamon Also good for blood pressure and sugar levels. I will have to look into that and try. Yeah, and Chuck says cinnamon is great. And Bill, in general, cancer doesn't kill the patient; the treatment does, and that is true. I was reading something about it. It's like the chemotherapy, the chemo, and all that kind of stuff will it essentially it gets rid of the cancer, but it hurts the person so bad that it winds up that the treatment does kill the person. And what it does, I think they've got these weird stats, and don't quote me on this, but it's like if they can get rid of the cancer and the person lives for like a 2 to 3 years afterwards, they consider it a success. But the people die after like 2 or 3 years of it because of all the harmful stuff that the chemo and all the treatments did to the person's body. I mean, when you're doing radiation, I mean, essentially you're putting radiation in your body. So you're getting like low dose radiation poisoning, from what I understand. I've watched some videos on stuff, about sometimes at night I'll go down the rabbit hole of looking at people that have messed with radiation and nuclear stuff and all this and radiation poisoning and stuff. I mean, essentially the radiation just cooks your body. So it's kind of scary. Excuse me. God forbid I ever get cancer. I'm going the all natural route with it. So, but guys, we're coming up on almost an hour. It is almost 9 o'clock, and I have a meeting at 9:30 that I have to get to. So I appreciate it a bunch. I will be back here Friday morning, 8 o'clock Central Time, and we might have a name for this thing by then. But I kind of like clickbait title. Who knows? But let's see what Bill says. The treatment doesn't know the difference between good cells and bad cells. That's the biggest issue. Exactly. It just goes in, and but they tell you that the radiation goes in and just kills the cancer cells, which is bullshit in my opinion. But all right, guys, I will be back on here Friday morning, 8 o'clock Central Time. I appreciate it a bunch. And maybe, just maybe, I can get Shelly and I freed up one night this week to where we can do a live at night. But I appreciate it a bunch. Go by and check the website out, KentuckySustainableLiving.com. Get your tickets to the festival. And also, the lamb processing is coming up the 26th of this month. So if you're interested in that, we've got a few spots left. Grab your spot, and we will see you on Friday morning. Y'all have a good day. Bye.